What's up, guys? Welcome to Comic Chronicles. We're in the home stretch of Season 5 of Harley Quinn, and now it's time to break down every detail in Episode 8. Lena Luthor has become the main villain of the season, and she's way worse than Brainiac ever was. With Superman out of the picture, is it even possible to defeat her? What are the comic book references in this episode? Stick around to find all that out, and while you're at it, drop a comment below. Do you dig Harley Quinn's show? What's your favorite episode? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button so this video reaches more DC fans, and we can always chat about upcoming releases and everything involving our beloved superheroes. Now, without further ado, let's dive into our recap. So, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are having a heated discussion in their apartment because Harley reached out to Lena for help, even after she killed Frank. Ivy is pissed because Lena also took Frankette. Harley tries to explain herself, but Ivy just spirals more and more out of control, throwing vines all over the place, saying she's going to take down Lena all by herself, because Harley has already done more than she should have. Then Ivy storms out of the apartment, leaving Harley alone, until she gets a call from her dad, who's crying on the phone, telling her that her mom has passed away. After that, Ivy breaks into Bruce Wayne's place looking for Lena, but instead, she finds Bruce just lying on the couch, hugging a tub of ice cream and freaking out because Lena told him she needs space in their relationship, and he thinks she's cheating on him with Brainiac. Trying to find a way to get to Lena, Ivy remembers the teleporter that Lena has in her house, but Bruce tells her that to get there, she's going to have to get past the security system he installed, and she's gonna need to enter the password, Bruce and Lena forever. So, he starts crying and buries his face in the tub of ice cream. Harley goes to her parents' house to see what happened to her mom, but it turns out she's fine, and her dad was lying. He knocks her on the head, and when she comes to, she's tied to a table, and her dad was hired by Lena to take care of Harley. So, he called in a guy to remove her organs and make some extra cash. During the first distraction, Harley manages to escape and takes out the guy her dad hired, but as soon as that happens, Lena's mercenaries show up to finish the job, acting as Plan B for the villainess. Harley manages to defend herself and fight off the mercenaries, but her dad ends up losing his life. Meanwhile, Ivy breaks into Lena's house, thinking it would be easy to access the teleporter, but she's interrupted by a woman there who insists Ivy has to register as a visitor to move around. Ivy tries to pass off as a friend taking care of the place while Lena's away, but when that doesn't work, she loses her cool and spills the real reason she's there, which causes the woman to transform into a robot with weapons, revealing the security system Bruce set up. So, the two end up having to fight until Ivy finds the panel to enter the security password, disabling the system that then reverts back to a friendly old lady, and when she finally reaches the teleporter room, she sees that it's destroyed. Even though Ivy got through the security system, Lena was watching her from Brainiac's ship and sends robots to take her out. When the robots arrive, Ivy dodges their fire and hides under Lena's table while trying to think of a way out, and she ends up finding the villain's diary. To escape, Ivy uses her vines to pull the security system, throws it at the robots, and bolts out of there. At Nick Quinzel's funeral, Harley realizes she could have been in her dad's place, leaving with Ivy, holding a grudge against her. So, Harley rushes off to find Ivy. Sharon, Harley's mom, decides to help take down Lena to avenge her husband. Back at their apartment, Harley finds Ivy and unloads her worries and concerns about her dad. The two make up and start planning with Sharon how to attack Lena, studying her diary. They discover that Lena both hates and needs approval from her brother Lex Luthor, and they decide to use him as a weapon. To do that, they need to break him out of prison. Harley and Ivy storm into the prison, causing a huge ruckus while Sharon waits in the car. Thanks to that distraction, she finds Lex, who's being escorted by two cops to a van. Sharon floors it, causing a collision that sends Lex flying into the bumper. When Ivy and Harley come back to the car, they drive to Metropolis, but just before they arrive, they realize it's too late. Lena has bottled the city. So yeah, folks, the only reference to the comics in this episode is the moment Lena Luthor bottles Metropolis, just like Brainiac did before in the comics or even in the game Injustice 2. This episode isn't as interesting as some of the previous ones this season, at least in my opinion. Basically, This episode just buys more time for Lena Luthor to be the season's villain, so she can spread chaos in Metropolis and all that jazz. I think if they had taken down Lena right after she took control of Brainiac's ship, it wouldn't have had as much impact on the story. Still, it wasn't anything beyond what we expected, so there weren't many new twists involving Lena. I gotta admit, one scene I found pretty funny was when Lena and Brainiac started exchanging insults, giving each other the finger. That moment was hilarious. Now, moving on to another intense moment in the episode, the scene with Harley and her dad was really heavy. But honestly, all these moments involving Harley and her family gave me a vibe of resolving the internal issues that the main characters are facing, before wrapping up the animation, because that's the real feeling I got. We don't know if Harley Quinn will have a 6th season, but let's analyze the situation. Everything that could have been done in this show has already been done. I can't imagine a 6th season for this animation, especially with all that's already been explored and developed in it. By season 4, people were already talking about the show being stretched thin, but then season 5 came along, and overall, it was a much better season than the 4th, maybe even better than the 3rd. One positive point in this episode, in my opinion, is Harley and Ivy's idea of using Lex Luthor to take down Lena. That was pretty cool. Both Lena and Lex are egocentric, and that's definitely going to be their downfall. By the end of it all, this episode leaves open whether Harley and Ivy will actually be able to save Metropolis, or if only Superman will be able to do that. Thanks so much for joining me in this video. Share your thoughts about this episode below. Did you enjoy Lena Luthor as the villain in Season 5 of Harley Quinn? On a scale of 0 to 10, what would you rate this episode in the 5th season overall? Drop your comments, and don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications, because we're about to drop videos on the final episodes of Harley, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Subscribe and turn on those notifications, because this is the best place for you to stay updated on everything happening in the DC Universe and also Marvel. To catch up on everything that went down this season of Harley Quinn, click on that video on your screen or hit up the playlist to see all the little details of each episode. Thanks a ton for sticking around until the end of the video, and I'll see you soon.